The structural units come in 4 different sizes. With each structural unit, there is a veneer unit of the same length. The unit can be assembled using a dovetail joint, an interlocking male-female system. Each structural unit has 2 vertical tenons, male side, on its façade, and each veneer unit has at least 2 mortises, female side, at its rear. The veneer units are joined to the structural units by simply sliding the mortises into the tenons to create the tandem unit with a total depth of 222 millimeters, or 8 3/4 inches. Allowable heights: 650 millimeters, or 26 inches without a slope. 1,050 millimeters, or 42 inches, with a slope of 9 degrees. The way in which the setback anchor is positioned in the Lafitt Tandem Wall system determines the slope of the wall. This positioning is what allows for either vertical or sloped walls. Up to 900 millimeters, or 36 inches high, the Lafitt Tandem retaining wall system uses the same technique for excavation and preparing the foundation as the Celtic wall system. The courses are built in the same way as the Celtic wall. The first row of the Lafitt Tandem Wall is built using the starter unit. This unit is to be installed directly on the granular base foundation and leveled. The use of starter units is strongly recommended, given that the tandem units can be placed on a uniform base, ensuring overall wall stability. The pre-assembly of veneer and structural units is highly recommended before beginning to install them during wall construction. Once pre-assembled, the tandem units can be installed on the starter units randomly using the 4 different sizes. By using structural units A, B, and C as shown, the following minimum curves are possible. 1.5 meters, or 5 feet radius for outer curves. 1.2 meters, or 4 foot radius for inner curves. It is important to note that the radius of the curve may vary depending on the choice of units and their installation. The 3 smallest tandem units, A, B, and C, are recommended for use when building a curved wall. Take into consideration that there will be a surplus of D tandem units for the remainder of the wall. Retaining wall construction should begin with a corner to avoid breaks and aligning the vertical joints. Each layer on a cube contains 10 veneer units with a textured end. Veneer units B, C, or D must be used to make the corner. An outer corner is created using veneer units with a textured end out. These units are reversible to form both left and right corners. For each course, the facing that forms the corner is affixed to the structural unit using corner connectors designed specifically for this purpose. It is simply a question of alternating the placement of units from one course to the next. We recommend to glue the elements used in the corners of each row using Permacon concrete adhesive. There are 4 ways to build an outer corner. Building inner corners is done by applying the principle illustrated below. For a more solid result, we suggest the use of tandem units C and D. When building inner corners, it is best to use tandem units C and D. However, other units can also be used. It is also possible to build corners on a 45-degree angle. Simply cut each tandem unit used to make the corner on a 22.5-degree angle. These tandem units must be glued together using Permacon concrete adhesive on the horizontal and vertical sides. The Lafitt Tandem Wall finish is completed using straight capping units. Straight and beveled capping units from the Celtic wall system and Hemmingford 70 capping units can also be used to accentuate the wall's finish, different textures and colors. Straight capping modules for curved retaining walls must be cut on site to accurately reproduce the final shape of the wall. It is also possible to use Celtic or Hemmingford beveled capping units. To cap a wall with a 90-degree corner, capping units must be cut at a 45-degree angle. As when building a Celtic wall, the capping units are secured to the top course of tandem units using Permapro concrete adhesive.